Moving on, because I have been absolutely furious the last 48 hours. The government now has sweeping powers to decide what you can and can't see online. Total control, all under the guise of protecting children. Give me a break. This is rubbish. The Online Safety Act is the single greatest assault on free speech in modern British politics. And guess what? Gullible, or complicit even, Tory MPs lined up to vote for it. It was sold to them as a way to stop kids watching adult material. But please, if a teenager can hack M&S, they can download a VPN in seconds, and they're far more advanced than you people think they are at home, many of you. Social media firms are now demanding your identification, and they might even go even further and ask to have scans of your face just to access what the government deem harmful content. So what is harmful content? Well, the fact is, it's whatever Yvette Cooper thinks it is, whatever she thinks it is this week. There are zero checks and balances written in this law. Do you remember that term misinformation during the pandemic? No debates, no dissent, no questioning of the science. Well, that same censorship is now permanent. And not just permanent, it is turbocharged. Under these new rules, Ofcom becomes the online Stasi, armed with billion-pound fines for platforms that don't delete what the British state deems unfit for you, the public at home.
You know, every day another story comes out, another situation comes out, whether it's here in the United States, whether it's in the UK, whether it's in Australia, and it proves, it 150% proves that whether it's CASA, the Online Safety Act in the United Kingdom, age verification, doesn't matter any of these. These are not protecting children. Understand this. This is a tool of censorship. The UK has fallen. Australia is next on that list. Now, whether the United States is going to be to that point, it's a good question. And I think it's up to us, the voters, and the Constitution and the Supreme Court to hold the line as we are in a, how can we put this? It is a culture crusade. I'm quoting someone else. But this is where we've gotten. And where are we at today? Where are we at this week? Well, last week we found out that if you want to listen to music or listen to a podcast, and if you're in the United Kingdom, you're going to have to sign in on age verification, especially like places like Spotify. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the censorship becomes censorship. If you want to listen to certain songs or anything to that nature, it's not saying whether it's pornographic, whether it's explicit, or nothing. No, it's all music. All music, all information, podcasts, Joe Rogan. All that is being blocked by an age verification notification there. This is where we've gotten. But before we start, take this moment to drop that comment, like, share, and hopefully today's the day I've earned your subscription. We are well over 1360 right now on YouTube. We've all gone over about 160 on Rumble. Let's push to get us higher up there. We're looking for at least to get 1,000 on Rumble. And also YouTube, we expect to get to 2,000 at least before the end of the year. Let's make that magic happen, because basically the games have started. The war has begun. We are in a crusade to save our freedom of speech out there, to save the entertainment we like, the books we like to read, the music we like to hear, This is what's going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. So be sure, hit that subscribe, move us up on the algorithm, push this video out. Listen to what we've been telling you. This is the warnings that have been put in place, that we've put there for you. And a lot of you have said this would never happen. It would never get to our shores. It is on our shores right now. But right now, the fight is also have begun, as lawsuits are starting to be put together on there. So once again, thank you for those who have interacted with our channels, and be sure to interact with other channels like Sci-Fi Snob, Sci-Fi For Me, Culture Casino, and many others right here on YouTube. So let's kick into this. From NME, you'll now have to verify your age to access certain content on Spotify due to Online Safety Act. And I've said this before, Ofcom is a danger. They have handed over complete control of the internet in the United Kingdom to one person. And that person can take that information that they've received, change it, change the laws, change it to shape, the way they want it to be, to eliminate things that are problematic, that are obscene, that basically they've already blocked a protest online. They've arrested over 400 people recently in the last several months for things they've said on social media. And now they've threatened also Americans. We're going to go through that as well. Ron Coleman's jumping into this. Lawyer Ron Coleman. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting suit if this comes forward and how this is going to work out, since it's in another country. Spotify users will now have to verify their age to access certain content on the platform due to the introduction of the UK Online Safety Act. It came into effect last week and means social media companies and search services now have a legal duties to protect their users from illegal content and content harmful to children. No, it has nothing to do with illegal content. It has nothing to do... what do they consider illegal content? Are they talking about Joe Rogan? Are they talking about the guest that he has on this show? Is that where we are putting to this point? Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you don't pay attention and you allow the wolf to walk into your farm. These people are evil. They are going to change the internet if we do not stop them at this point. Reading on, as part of the act, users must now prove their age to access websites that host adult content. Again, what is adult content? There's adult content on Netflix. There's adult content on Amazon. There's adult content on YouTube, Facebook. That means all these sites will be governed by that. Already X, Reddit, and a couple of others, Blue Sky, already have changed their parameters. The things on X. If you're in the United Kingdom right now, I'm hoping you're getting this. Hoping you're using a VPN at this point, that you won't be able to see on your side of the continent. Reading on, you can typically do this by uploading pictures of government issue ID, such as passports or driving license, or take a video selfie. That doesn't work at all. The system will then use to estimate your age. Estimate. Let me tell you, there are a lot of people out there that don't look their age. That's my wife. She doesn't look her age. She looks much younger than her actual age. So you tell me, how's that going to work? This applies to Spotify's terms, with the streaming service asking for verification through facial age recognition or ID verification for certain content. Under the Act, social media companies will also have to alter their algorithms to make sure things like violence, suicide, or self-harm material are not shown to young people. And children must be given more control over their accounts, including around blocking and reporting on social media. What do you mean more to report on social media? You could do that already. What are they talking about? The legislation has caused backlash with people protesting against the new UK online safety rules, with accusations of censorship being leveled at the government, reports Sky News. Nearly 400,000 people have signed a petition asking for the new rules to be repealed. The government is not listening to this. I mean, there is a rule in their country. If you get over 100,000 people on a petition, you need to investigate it. They're not going to do that. They've already said this. As a result, there's also been a spike in VPNs being downloaded to bypass the rules, which now they're looking to ban VPNs in the UK. With 5 out of the 10 apps on the Apple's App Store and Google search for the tools rocketing to, according to DigiWatch. It's insane, isn't it? Cybersecurity experts have warned people to avoid unvetted free VPNs as they can pose a serious risk. Yes, be careful of that out there, with some selling user data or containing malware. Most of you out there, if you have a antivirus, like I have Bitdefender, they do offer you a VPN on there. They do have a free service on there, but it's only basic. I would advise pay for the service. Most of them are around $30. It's not much on there. To get you online properly and hide your IP address, that's the way to do it. Elsewhere, gamers recently reported they discovered that Death Stranding 2 on the beach photo mode is realistic enough to fool the technology. Yes, we do know that. When presented with the age verification pop-up, gamers launched the Death Stranding 2 on beach photo by using Sam's expression bar to pick the requested facial expression. The trick has been verified by PC Gamer. Yes, as I said, this technology that they're talking about that said it's okay, we'll be able to protect your ID and information on that bullshit. If the U.S. government could not protect Social Security, because Social Security got hacked last year? It was last year. If you couldn't protect that, how are you going to protect other people's information? Truly outrageous, Jim. But this is ridiculous to the point. But like I said, we've talked about this before. We've given you the warnings. They went after the porn. They're going after the anime, the manga, the gaming. They were going after sexually explicit games, which that's what they said. Now they're going after horror games as well. Horror games are being removed from certain ones. There are these groups that are spread all over the globe. Collective Shout, NOSC, or is aka Morality and Media, many others that are out there that are pushing for this. We need to stop them. If they don't like this stuff, they don't have to take on this stuff. They don't have to read. They don't have to listen. They don't have to watch. When you start to go after everything, it's over. It's over. But it's not over here. We're going to fight for this. Like I said, there are lawsuits incoming, ladies and gentlemen. There are groups like the Free Speech Coalition and many others that are fighting the good fight. Support them. Take this moment. And, and I continue to hear people who says, well, this shouldn't be happening, but I'm okay with them getting rid of the porn. No, see, that's the problem. That's the thought pattern that they have on you. They will pick the thing that may offend certain people the most and then move across. They get this today. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow they'll go after Aerosmith and the Rolling Stones and Ozzy Osbourne. They'll go after their music. They'll go after the fun, the gaming, the anime. They won't stop. They won't stop until they're finished with it all. until it becomes, if you ever saw the movie Equilibrium, where even paintings, classical paintings, the Mona Lisa, many others, were deemed illegal and destroyed, similar to Fahrenheit 451. I bring up these movies every other episode, and the haunts from the warnings of the book 1984 are here in front of us. And it must stop. It must end. One thing that shouldn't end is you commenting. Drop a comment on there. And I just want to hear about this from you. Also, share this video. If you could share it with at least 5 to 10 friends, I would appreciate it. This channel would appreciate it. Those looking to free us from this censorship would appreciate us. We need to move up to the next level. We're already attacking Visa, MasterCard for the things that they're doing right now. We're calling them out, saying, why are you listening to a small group of women in a small country? They are not gamers. They are not otakus. They are not comic book fans. They are people who want censorship. So drop that comment, share, hit that like, and hopefully today is the day I earn your subscription. So until next time, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check out all of our other videos here on Cuticast TV, Man with the Show. Every Thursday, Otaku Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube and Rumble. And remember this. Do you have any idea how successful censorship is on the internet? Don't know the answer? Successful, isn't it? And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.